Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another instrument cluster repair. This time working in a 2008 Range Rover Sport 4.2 liter supercharged. This is from Mark Nestor in New York. He said it loses connections. Display comes on and off. So actually right here, it's not even coming on. And this is actually good. So that's why I want to show you here. It is powered on. So, and I have everything you see here, so we can see. Let me actually look this a little bit so you can see it better. So this is the Mark 50, which I have created a harness that connects to it and is supplying the power, and everything we can see, or you can see, is 13.8 volts battery voltage, right? So I'm going to turn battery on first, and that should set the needles, and the needles are not even moving. We can see how the temperature gauge is completely down into a weird position. And when I power it on, the only thing that comes on is the airbag light. So I'm going to attempt to connect with the scanner to see if we have actually anything in here. But this is actually one of the worst ones I have seen. Hopefully it has not been tampered or somebody attempt to repair, because that will probably prevent me from work or contact the customer, because I'm starting to walk away from previous repairs and so on, because they're a headache. And believe me when I say it's not because I want to, not work on things. It's because you get to be responsible from somebody else's mistakes. And when you are not present, how do you know what they did? It's impossible. I mean, sometimes it's little minuscule corners that are damaged, or they flex the board and break it. And you cannot see that unless you got an X-ray machine. And again, I don't have that. It's a very expensive tool that big facilities has it. And I'm talking about the ones that make computers, not the ones that repair. So that makes it very hard. All right, so I'm selecting Land Rover since we don't have the car. That's how we start. So I'm going to just do a manual selection. I'm using the Autel Ultra. I usually use the top down, but in this time I decided to use this one. Let's see if it connects and everything. So 05 to 08, and this is a supercharged V8. All right, so this is just creating the menus for the scanner for you to select manually and then connect to the vehicle. In the car, you will not need to do that because you got the OBD port and everything is connected. So you can just do auto ID and everything, but not when I just had the cluster. If the cluster talks, we will be able to see the beam, which I have on the paper, which I have not shown you. Let me get that on the screen. So this is me connecting the same thing that you see here. I erased some of his information so you will not be able to see. But these are his concerns, so you can read in there. And then the last digits of the beam are SA, letter A, 160876. That's pretty much all we need to really see there. All right, looks like the scanner has populated the menu. We're going to select the PCM. That is not what we need to do. My error. So we're going to instrument cluster, so IPC, and see if we can communicate. And no, we have absolutely no communication. So this is actually, I don't think I have ever seen one as bad as this one, except for one that it was the same thing. Another facility attempt to perform repairs and they completely shorted out. And that's why I have a test fee here, because if I open this and it's a damaged cluster by somebody else, and it's not a normal repair, and I want to make sure that hopefully you all understand, and I think that is fair, right? The normal repairs got a normal repair cost, but if somebody or yourself attempt to do repairs and create damages, it's my sole decision to if I want to keep going or if I need to request extra compensation for that. All right, so let me open this cluster and see what I see, because I can definitely see. And before I do that, let me turn this off, and I'm going to show you here what I'm also saying. That's all. Let me get this out of here. I'm going to remove the connector from here, and I want to show you. Hopefully you can see the clips in here. Come on, focus. Okay, yeah, that clip is broken right here. This clip in here is also broken. And I can see a letter A3 here. So hopefully It's, I think it's smelling like somebody was here. All right, let me open it up and I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, guys, definitely somebody was here. I mean, I can see this needle is not all the way in. This one is pushed down too much, and this is almost out completely. So, yeah, this is where I mean, you should really please tell me all this before you send me a cluster or a component, so you don't waste your time and spend money, because I am going to perform my inspections, and if I see something like I am seeing now here. Definitely somebody attempt to solder the microprocessor, and this is probably most likely a damaged board that will not be repairable. And again, this is not a normal repair, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to contact Nestor, give him my approach, and see what we have here. But this is definitely not a normal repair. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, it's been hours. Luckily for this customer, I was able to repair it. But yeah, this definitely was, I mean, a butchered cluster. 1 second. I got to take to turn my heater off, and I have to check that out 1 second, because it looks like I lost the. 1 second, guys. Yeah, you're still there. Yeah, my iPad for some reason disconnected it. It's okay. I can actually see it in there. All right. So what I was saying, luckily for this customer, I was able to repair the damage that was causing this. Even some of the needles, I mean, they were just like about to fall out. One was actually damaged to the point that I have to like redo the shaft on the plastic, because it was so loose, it was not holding. But I was able to fix everything. All right. So let me move you over to here. I'm going to power on the cluster. And we can see now immediately the cluster working fine. Get this slide out so you can see better. Yeah, that's a lot better, right? All right, let me put the Ultra here. I'm gonna have to get it because I lost the team viewer. I'm just gonna put the Ultra I'm using for this. All right, so I am in the position to select the vehicle, so we don't have to really go that much in. So let me go over to connect, which remember we didn't have communication with this cluster at all. I'm going to read the data for the bin. That is just trying to connect to the entire car, so it's going to take a little while. The last digits on the bin number is letter A, 160876. Let's wait for the scanner to connect. But we can see now that everything is there. It has 174,858 miles. I cleaned the entire board. Everything is looking like brand new. But yeah, it was definitely not easy. It's 5:40 p.m. I don't remember what time it is when I started doing this, but I think it was even before lunch, if I remember correctly. So it's been like almost 6 hours working on this instrument cluster. It's a loss. But I was able to fix it, which is at least a challenge accepted. All right, we're going to enter into the instrument cluster. And now we can see that we can read it. Let's read the ECU information. And here we will see the VIN number. And yeah, the last digits, as I said, is letter 8160876. So that is correct. We're going to active test. And we're going to do the needles, even though I already reset it. But let's do it with you. So I'm going to go into the tachometer first. And in here, I don't know why is always the tachometer doesn't give you 50%. It's like a 51%, which is not a correct percentage, but it's just the way all these aftermarket tools, except for the Snap-on, does it. All right, I'm going to go into 51%, and we're going to execute it. And we can see that needle in there. Let me put some light. Where is that thing? Why is this not working? Oh, lost power in my light. Let me fix that, guys. All right, we got some light and you can see that better. So let me repeat that because I want you to see the needle. Now let's go to the tach again. I'm just doing the selections. I don't need any pits because they're not really being used. All right, execute. And you can see that needle going into 51%, which is perfect. All right, and it comes nice and smooth. That's what I'm looking for. Let's do the field gauge. I'm going to go on to 50% first. That one does it correctly. And we can see that needle in the 50%. I have to escape on this one. That's what I like to use the top down in here, because if I'm using the top down Felix, the top down, I don't have to go in and out. With this one I have. But it's fine. At least it does it. Just a little time, more time consuming than using the top down. But I like to use all the tools all the time. Like that, I don't get used to just one tool, you know. All right, 100%. And we can see that needle going into the 100%, which is great. All right, we're going to do the engine coolant temperature, which is now up. And that is normal because it's not connected to the temperature sensor. That's the only one that does the opposite when you turn the ignition on. And if you ever see that your needle goes to full temperature with just the ignition on, it might be a problem with the actual connection to the coolant temperature. All right, so we're going to go there. And since this one is in full, I'm going to start with 0 to let that needle go all the way to the bottom. We can see how that red light went off. I'm talking about the sending needle right here. And then if we escaped and goes back to full, you know, to full temperature, we're going to do now 50%. And we can see that needle perfectly in 50%, which is great. So 3 needles are done correctly. And I'm doing this because I want to show the customer so there is no misunderstandings or nothing. Everything is working 100% and it's fully calibrated. That's what I always do that. And also we can see that all the needles and all the stepper motors are working as they're supposed to. All right, let's do the speedometer last, which is this one here. So we're going to 50% first. We can see that needle at 12 o'clock exactly, which is what we're looking for. And then let's do the 100%. Which will be the last of this test. You see, when I'm doing this, I cannot go past 100% because otherwise you will break the needle. But if I try to do that on the tachometer, which is an error on the software, whoever built this software for these tools, you can go in 140, which is an implausible command. And if you try to do so, it just kicks you out of the test because it's not correct. All right, we're going to execute it. And we can see that needle go all the way to full or maximum speed. And it will time out in this tool. It will time out on the top down and will stay there till you command it off. And this one, it times out to like, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds or so. But yep, so Mark, or I have an email with a different name. Not sure he approved the repairs, but he has not paid for the repairs yet. Let me just see what I have here. Yeah, no, not yet. Panel Nestor, not sure. But we'll see. All right, so everything, like I said, in here is now fully operational. And your cluster, Mark, or a panel, or whatever your name is fully repaired. So, all right, so I already sent the link for payment to you. So I'm just waiting for you to perform the payment, and I can send this to you back as soon as possible. I will be uploading the video, sending you away. And thank you so much, guys, for visiting the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. That will be very helpful. Every time you subscribe, YouTube promotes more and more my videos, and that's how you got here. It's also for free, so if you do so, thank you so much. If you have any instrument cluster or computers that you need to repair, please don't hesitate and I'm going to put the website on the title of this video so you can copy and paste it. And there on my website, you have all my contact information. There is actually a white box you can click that says click here to fill this form. That is the form that you need to add in the box with the module or modules, instrument cluster or so, to send it with it in the box. And there's also a black box in there that you can click that says click here to email us. That will open your email browser with my email already there, so we can start having a conversation and so on. Or you have my telephone number in there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.